Welcome to Life After the Fire, the preeminent podcast for all things related to having an amazing life after the fire service. My name is Chris Phelps. I'm your host, and I'm joined today by Adam Church.
Yes.
Adam is a local firefighter here in South Florida. And tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been on the job? And
So, like I said, I'm Adam Church. I've been on the job. I'm approaching 8 years on the job now. With Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. I have 5 generations of firefighters in my family. Unfortunately, got a later start into the fire service. Started out as a heavy equipment operator in the beginning, right out of high school for City of Palm Beach Gardens, and felt really comfortable in a government job, having retirement and all that. And honestly, like, just procrastinated myself going to school. I kept saying next semester. And I kick myself now in the butt for not doing it sooner, like everybody was trying to push me to do. But, I just was enjoying being, young and dumb, I guess.
Well, don't kick yourself for it, because I got to tell you, from being on the other side of the table in the hiring process and trying to bring people on, you got so many of these kids coming on, and you not only have to teach them how to be a firefighter, you got to teach them how to be an adult. So, you coming on a little bit later in life, you already know a little bit about taking care of yourself and being that adult.
That is true.
So there's definitely a benefit to it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
don't beat yourself up.
A lot of my skill sets come from my past before, joining the fire service, with using all kind of tools and operating equipment and driving truck. I mean, I've had a Class A CDL since I was 19 years old. So I've been driving big trucks for a long time. So I'm the opposite of that person coming into the fire service that's only drove a Camry for their whole life and then get into a big truck.
And having to be taught, all right, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Right. I mean, so I'm a driver operator right now. And honestly, like, my past skill set has really helped me out with that. Like, I'm pretty mechanically inclined. So I can kind of troubleshoot a lot of things that are going wrong with things on the truck, which is why I enjoy being a driver right now. I'm enjoying it.
Right.
I'm not rushing myself to, promote, because it's what I've always wanted to do, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm having fun with it.
Cool. And what battalion are you operating out of?
Right now I'm in Battalion 10. I'm on B shift. I'm floating driver.
10. Where's Battalion 10?
Battalion 10. So our headquarters is like Okeechobee and the Turnpike. So that whole area right there.
Gotcha.
Like kind of western West Palm.
It's been so long since I've been in this area to know like where the battalions were, because I was like I don't know, never even heard of Battalion 10.
Yeah, it's one of our busier battalions, which is why I like it.
Yeah.
I like being busy, and
awesome.
Makes the day go by. You learn a lot from other people. People in the battalion are super motivated, and that's, try to learn from everybody.
So reason I wanted to bring you on, obviously I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about what you're doing outside of the fire department. That's obviously still connected to the fire department, but you got a pretty cool little side gig you started. How long ago?
So this has been in the works since like 2016. The whole concept of it, I would say the whole business really kicked off about 5 years ago from a business aspect of it, kind of went from like just a having fun side hustle to more than what we had thought it would be. I mean, we took it serious. It was like a serious side hustle, but now all of a sudden it's turned into like
profitable,
like keeps me busy almost full time whenever I'm not on shift. You know, so.
And what's the name of the company?
Coastal Fire Training.
Okay. So is it's a training company?
So what we do, we kind of teach respectful entry, kind of the opposite of forcible entry. We use the term respectful entry. Some people have used the term soft entry, passive entry. So we sell tools that are specific to gaining entry in a respectful aspect into an occupancy or a business versus forcible entry. Because, I mean, Yes, if you arrive on scene and smoke showing, then by all means, gap set force, use your irons, get the door, open the door at any means possible.
Right.
But not to say when and where to use the respectful entry side of it. But, if you have time and it's not, as serious of a call, not saying that calls aren't serious, but what I'm like,
maybe it's wound down and, it's like, hey, we need to.
You have a little bit of time to kind of play around a little bit, then maybe we can save that door and door jam, because like we have some lower income areas all around that, if you blow the door down, they may not be able to afford to pay for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, departments don't pay for that. They leave it up to the homeowner. So
sure,
that's the whole kind of respectful aspect of it, where say you can take the lock and open the, taking the lock and then gain entry into the building, then you save the door. Maybe they only have to replace the door lock, or and sometimes you may even be able to bypass the door without doing any damage at all. And so that's kind of what we're looking for, that whole, PR side of our business.
All right. So you're doing the teaching of that program. Any other programs, or is that pretty much your?
That's kind of our forte. Like, so if we go to a department to teach, it's almost like an 8-hour class. So we kind of run from the basics to more advanced aspects of it. Not really like lock picking, we don't lock pick. But because there's other ways to get in there. Unless we don't have time to sit there and pick locks. Like we're just either going to try to use a shove knife and bypass, or we're going to take the lock. Some of the older tactics that a lot of people are familiar, like the K tool, for instance, for pulling commercial lock cylinders. So we have tools and tactics for the whole residential and commercial sides of gaining entry.
So that's the training side, or the instructional side of the house, and then
we have an e-commerce store where we've built out kits, like tool kits that are tools that are specific to gaining entry into these buildings, or residences or businesses that make the job a little easier, that aren't on every truck. All trucks usually have a shove knife, because all trucks, it came standard to put the K tool on the truck, which inside that kit of the K tool is a shove knife. And that's one thing that we've found, as floating around, I talk to people, like a lot of people don't even know what it is or how to use it.
Yeah.
So we just take it, we teach that tool. It's on every truck. And then we take it a step further with other tools and tactics.
So most of the tools and stuff on your site are, I guess, go along with the class that you're teaching.
Correct. Yeah.
Anything outside of that, or have you guys?
So we have, as for the store, on the store side, like, we sell the tools, and we have like our hat and our shirt. I sell coffee mugs with some inspirational quotes on it. And I have some stickers, like little meme stickers, so I did that as a marketing way to kind of get traffic to the site, because for whatever reason, whenever I try to advertise an axe or something on social media, I get shut down because I think I'm trying to advertise a weapon or whatever. And I've had the account shut down so many times and had to, fight with Facebook and everybody to get it back. It's funny. So I kind of don't, I advertise more of that kind of stuff, like the mugs and the stickers and stuff like that. Stuff that doesn't look like I'm trying to advertise a weapon.
But stuff to get people to the site.
For that side of it.
Yeah. All right. And it sounds like so what you said was about 6-7 years that's really starting to take off.
Yeah.
And now you're what are your goals? Where do you think you're going to take the business from here?
So my goal, so we have one trailer now that's set up for teaching classes, and that's based out of Missouri with one of my main instructors. And so that's set there so it can go basically north, south, east, west. I'm currently building out the second trailer here locally in Florida to be able to, teach classes here locally. I would really like to. I want to get more training videos out there that are more in depth, for other departments that they can use, that have had our class, that they can utilize for refresher or whatever on Target Solutions, and just take it from there and try to get more instructors in. And
so how many instructors do you have on the instructional side of the house?
We have like 8 instructors right now, all over the place. So most of them are in Missouri, Maine, New York, Ohio, Florida.
How'd you get connected with these people that are,
as you go and, just networking with other people, and then, as other friends or whatever, and you find people that have an interest in this, and if they're interested in, traveling and teaching, then then you bring them along. Maybe they start out just kind of helping out with the class, and then as they learn more about it, just have them as an instructor. So whenever we travel and teach, then if you're an instructor, obviously it's almost like you don't have to pay to get like your flight, and we always get like Airbnb and stuff like that. So
yeah,
try to keep everybody together so we can build up that camaraderie after the classes and stuff.
So how many instructors did you start out with?
It started out with probably just a couple of, like 3 of us, 4 of us.
Yeah.
So basically like 3, and then I was the main one doing the website and stuff like that. And so John was kind of the lead of the training, and he was in Virginia at the time, and Cameron in Missouri, and then Daniel was in Texas. So it was basically the 3 of them that would travel and teach, and just kind of built it up from there. And as teaching classes and networking with people, we gained other instructors and lost instructors, obviously, as time goes on.
You guys all meet at like National Fire Academy or local classes?
As you start posting videos and stuff like that on social media, you start making, honestly, you end up making friends through and connections through social media that is, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's crazy. You just start talking, then obviously whenever you're in the area, you meet up and, shoot the shit or whatever, so.
Yeah. It's a huge community, and I mean, I'm sure it's the same now. Like anytime, people came by to, visit the station, have coffee, whatever, that were from another department out of state or whatever, you open up your house to them,
Yeah.
Same
and as
thing.
You meet people suggest like, oh man, I know so-and-so that would be like, he knows a lot, or he's into this and would love to help out. And then you call him up.
Yeah. I got some buddies in Central Florida that this would be right up their alley,
Hey, like I said, we're building out the second trailer here. I do it a little bit like from station to station right now down here. But I have a lot of interests in classes in Florida. And I'm like, all right, it's time to build the trailer here. We put all our main focus into that one trailer. Now that one is slap full of props and tools and everything. And now, kind of build it up as funds allow, try not to take out a whole bunch of loans just to, fund it.
Yeah.
I've tried to basically let it be like self-funded, it grew as the company grows, it grows with it, so.
Now, do you offer these classes at any of the, the regional stuff like FDIC or like Orlando Fire Conference or Fort Lauderdale?
So that's a goal of mine. Yeah, definitely. More so towards the end of the year, more conferences down here in Florida, hopefully. And we've taught the lecture portion at FDIC one year, and that's a goal of mine, is to get back to FDIC and set up a booth and have a class. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, with some of the we have some tabletop props, we can almost turn a lecture portion into a hands-on training class at the same time. Without some huge props, we have some tabletop props, but we have full-size props as well. So that, more more in-depth hands-on, but there's a lot you can do with some tabletop props and gaining knowledge and off the lecture portion as well.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities to grow it, and on the instructional side.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like you said, like if you go to do like an FDIC thing where you do a training, and then also have a booth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, hey, here's the tools. Here's how to use them.
Right.
Go next door and you can buy them.
Absolutely. That would be the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's plenty of conferences out there that you guys can. You got enough instructors. You can probably definitely be busy just about every month.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I got to imagine, if somebody wants to bring you in to do a class for their department, that's probably difficult enough. Just the wanting to make sure that everybody gets through it and whatnot. But if you can, do some outreach and connect with some people at these bigger conferences.
Yeah.
And then they take it back to their department and say, hey, I learned this great stuff. This Adam Church guy knows what he's talking about. And, we need to bring him in his trailer down here.
Yeah. And the good thing about teaching a class too, like for a department, is almost a smaller, more intimate. You can get more in depth, and you almost have like more one-on-one. Like it depends. Like we try to keep the span of control, to where like the student per instructor kind of to a minimum, to where everybody can get the reps in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're not like, all right, time's up. All right, we got to switch stations, So there's definitely a lot of thought, and there's a lot of planning that goes out to it, which can make it complicated.
Well, I got to imagine that the training side of things is very fulfilling, rewarding to you guys.
Yeah.
And then obviously the e-commerce side of things, selling tools and stuff like other than the let's call it, through the lock stuff.
Right.
Other than that kind of stuff, I think you had said you selling hooks, Halligans.
So we have our tools that are inside of our kit for respectful entry. Also a full Firehooks Unlimited distributor. You need a set of irons for your rig. I can get that, pike pole, all that stuff. So anything they offer, I sell it. I don't stock everything from Firehooks Unlimited. I do stock some stuff, like your, try to stock your pro bars and stuff like that whenever they're in stock. They've been on back order forever.
Yeah.
And then they have a max mod that is basically, a tuned up pro bar, if you would. But I sell a Lockwood hook. It's from Leatherhead Tools, so I have access to sell any of their tools. But yeah.
Any other cool distributors that you're, or stuff that you're selling? That you think of?
So we have a lot of stuff that we've kind of made as well too. So off from that, it's more on the forcible entry side of it. We have a padlock simulator that we've made, and it's basically we fabricated a steel lock body with some quick links, and it looks like a padlock. And then we go over tactics on forcing padlocks and stuff like that, because honestly, a lot of people probably don't get a lot of reps in on padlocks and locks like that, because nobody wants to buy a whole bunch of locks to just, all right, cool. All right, that one's done. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Or we made it to where you can put the reps in over and over and over and over again. And basically you're just replacing a quick link, $1. Yeah. So basically every one that you force it's $1 basically, but you go through the reps of it and,
get proficient at it.
Yeah. So
very cool stuff. All right. And then, so you've got a good amount of years left in the fire service. Are you planning to hopefully transition to this be a retirement gig for you, or?
I plan on this. I'm doing this alongside the fire service, obviously, throughout, and hopefully build it up, and then I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll run itself. I can
Yeah.
have the store run itself. I do all the shipping of the products. Not like I'm not a drop ship store. I don't drop ship everything. So I stock everything on inventory and actually do the shipping. So as of now, I'm the one doing it. Like if you place an order, I'm the one shipping it and mailing it to your house. But well, me or my wife, my wife and my kids help out a lot too.
Yeah.
So I've kind of employed them.
It's like family business.
Yeah. So hopefully as time goes on, maybe, build that up to where that can run and I can just do more of the training and traveling. And then it would be really awesome to have enough guys and trailers to have multiple classes going on. And then go from there. I mean, who knows as time goes on if other endeavors come along the way, maybe real estate or whatever, maybe some Airbnb properties or something would be awesome. For that more passive income to set yourself up for retirement. And I mean, honestly, when I retire, I want to do some traveling. So if I get some little Airbnbs all over the place, then I can just have my places of travel already that are kind of funding themselves would be awesome. But that's kind of long-term goals, I guess, all right. Kind of see where the road goes.
Now, are most of your consumers on your e-commerce site, are they mostly individual firefighters here and there, or are you getting a lot of orders from, actual, like a fire department?
So yeah, over the last couple of years, I've been getting a lot more departments that have ordered stuff. This year in particular, it's kind of a wave of both, right? So I'll get a lot of individuals, obviously, that buy stuff, and then departments as well. And I've had a lot of overseas orders too. I've sold Australia, Canada, Europe, Australia, or I already said Australia, Hong Kong. Actually, I sent a pro bar to Hong Kong. I was like, I mean, wherever you're at, if you're paying the shipping, I'm mailing it. So so the whole, like what you're saying, where I see it going, I would like to do more virtual classes as well too, because I've had that Australia reach out and want
a class.
I'm like, wow, that'd be hard to get to Australia, but we can do a virtual class, maybe show you how to build a prop or something to
throw the trailer on a freighter and get it over there, and you guys fly over.
It would be really interesting to see if the locks are different there or anything like that too. I mean, I don't know, it would be cool to travel to do it. I mean, if you're paying me to get there, I'll get there.
Yeah. All right. So what's your website, web address?
Web address, the URL is coastalfiretraining.com.
Okay.
Yep. So you can find all the tools on there. If you got any questions about tools, then obviously you can reach out to me.
You post like events and stuff on there as well, or like where people can find you guys for the next class, or?
Yes and no, because sometimes a lot of departments want the class to be like a closed class.
Sure.
Some will have it open. So if you want more information about like when and where like keeping up to date for classes, then like honestly, Facebook is probably the best place for that.
Follow you on Facebook.
We've recently acquired a training facility through a volunteer department. One of my main instructors in Missouri that has the trailer has recently started volunteering for a department in Ashland, as well as he works for Lake Ozarks and volunteering for a volunteer department in Ashland that has a training facility. So that facility, we are going to probably have more open classes to where you could come and take the class and it would be open to everybody. Who knows, as time goes on, hopefully down here, I can try to find a place like that. Maybe a volunteer department that has a training facility I'd be able to use. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's kind of the best. Facebook is probably the best place to follow up on events for that.
And is it just like facebook.com and then
Coastal Fire Training.
Okay.
Find us there.
All right, we'll see if we can't put those specific addresses in the show notes.
Yeah, I could give them to you.
And as far as getting hold of you individually, I guess there's a link on the site, or what's a good email address for you?
Good email address for me is, sales@coastalfiretraining.com or adam@coastalfiretraining.com. If you go on the website, the email that is on the website goes straight to me. I mean, if you hit the message button on the website, that pings my phone. The phone number's on there. If you call that, it's
unless you're saving lives on duty. You're.
I mean, that's one thing I will say. Like, I have other people that help me out with email. Like, I'm not the only one in that email, and that for that reason, because when I'm on shift, I try to, separate and always have the business with being on shift. Like, I try to limit my doing work while I'm on shift. I try to really be focused on shift.
Sure. Yeah.
So David is a guy that has helped me out exponentially with keeping up with emails and all that stuff and being organized. He's like my accountability guy. And so he'll either reply to email, or I'll reply to email, or answer the phone. But yeah, that's one thing that I've really tried to do is separate when I'm on shift and working. I try to just do it all when I'm at home if I can, or after dinner, you might see me pull out the laptop and do something or whatever. But I try to, check out when I'm on shift. I may answer, a message or something.
Yeah.
I'm not dived into my laptop all day. Like, I've seen some people.
Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good that you're, keeping it separate, and, you got to have a balance.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would want to tell our 10, actually we might be up to 11 listeners now.
As far as what?
I don't know. Anything else about the site, or if they want to reach out to you, if they're interested in being an instructor, or is there any specific needs
if you
you're
got
looking for there?
interest in being an instructor, sure, reach out. We could talk about that. As far as like an actionable item for listeners or whatever, like I would say, as you're out in your zone, look at locks and how buildings are secured. And if you want to figure out how to, like, you can't figure out how to get in it, then definitely send us a message, like send us a picture or whatever. We'd be happy to send you a video, because we probably already have a video on it. If not, then we'll make a video and show you how to get in, or what tools you need. But that's something that I like to do, is as I'm out, I zone familiarization, looking at locks and how they're secured. I mean, we always say, like, if you know how, you'll know when. So if you know how the lock works and what tools you use, you'll know when to use it. So that's,
I think it was Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop when he broke into a warehouse, and they're like, Axel, how'd you do that? And he goes, wow, wasn't always a police officer,
Yeah.
I used to use that line a lot. I wasn't always a fireman,
Yeah, right.
Fractured an occasional law back in my day. Good. Well, and then as far as our podcast is concerned, if you know somebody that's having an amazing life after the fire, or getting themselves set up for an amazing life after the fire service, you can reach us at info@latfpodcast.com. That's info@latfpodcast.com. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Cool. Nice. Oh, yeah.
Easy enough, right?
Yeah.
I think it was right about 30 minutes.